Okay, welcome back. Dee Hock, the former CEO of Visa International, is famous for the Hock principle, and I'm going to paraphrase it. Complex rules lead to stupid behavior. Now, I have lived this. I used to be a computer programmer. I was a contractor to the Internal Revenue Service. And when I started there, we could fix something on the website in about an hour. When I left there, we could fix a misspelled word, the simplest thing you could possibly fix. We could do it twice a year, every 6 months. It took 6 months to make any changes. We want to be on the opposite end of the spectrum. And there's an acronym. It's K.I.S.S. You've probably heard it. It stands for Keep It Simple Stupid. Now, in my home, when my kids were little, stupid was a bad word. I hope you don't mind the salty language. You guys are all grown-ups, okay? K.I.S.S, that's a strategy that I had to adapt when I was an elementary school teacher. If you remember, I had 3,000 students. They were from 4 years old. Half of them spoke no English at all, so Spanish. So I had to have really simple rules. These are the rules exactly as they were posted. Rule number 1, do not distract Mr. K when he is teaching. That was me, Mr. K. Rule number 2, do not distract the students when Mr. K is teaching. That is the full canon of my classroom's governing document, and it never needed a single amendment. I think our founding fathers would be proud of me. So, that might seem a little too simple, but it's memorable, it's principle-based, and it's easy to apply. So think about it. If a kid is wiggling around during class, they're distracting me. Rule number 1. If a kid is whispering to another student, well, they're distracting the other student. Rule number 2. And they're also distracting me. Rule number 1. Simple, right? So as a parent, we really do well to embrace K.I.S.S as much as possible and in as many areas as we can. Principles are better than rules. So here's one. Don't hurt versus don't hit. Well, don't hurt covers a lot of stuff, but if you have a rule for don't hit, well, don't you need one for don't punch? Or don't ride on your brother? Or don't bite your brother? Or scratch or poke? This works great with little ones, but it also works great, even better perhaps, with teens, because teens are crafty, and they can always come up for some reason why they have plausible deniability that they didn't know that it was wrong. Here's an example. Mom, what do you mean I'm late? Son, it's 10 o'clock and you know your curfew, and it is 11 o'clock. Mom, today's time change, so technically it's only 10 o'clock, right? So learn to think in terms of principles, not rules, because the principles are going to encompass all the rules that you need. So here's a thought experiment, right? Which is better? No screen usage in private, or this, no computers in your room with the door closed. Give you a chance to think about it. No screen usage in private, or no computers in your room with the door closed. Well, the first one is much better. No screen usage in private. It's super simple. It's super clear. If you're in private, you shouldn't be looking at a screen. However, no computers in your room with your door closed. Well, what if you're on a tablet? That's not a computer. What if you're on your phone? You said your room. Well, Mom, I don't own the house. You own the house. So technically, it's your room, not my room, right? Set principles to follow. Life's going to be a lot easier. And always ask yourself these 2 questions. First, what's the overarching principle that applies here? And the second is, how can I make this as simple as possible? If you can train yourself to ask those 2 questions, what's the principle and how can I make it as simple? Your life is going to get way easier. Now, you can't oversimplify. Albert Einstein has a great quote. He says, everything should be made as simple as possible, but no simpler. Some things aren't simple, and they're going to require training. But when you can look for opportunities to keep it simple, you'll be surprised how much simpler your life's going to become. Trust me. And if you don't trust me, trust Albert Einstein. All right, time for some homework. With some practice, this homework that we're having on this lesson is really going to help you simplify your life.